This is just so gorgeous. It's crazy, crazy beautiful. Hi guys, it's Michelle and I'm just here quickly to do a wig review with you, and the wig that I'm going to be reviewing is the Ashley wig from Mora. This is Ashley here. She's beautiful. Now you may have seen the wig review that I did on the other Mora Invisible wig, the Lexi. If you've not seen it and you want to, I'll link it just up here for you. But this wig here, this is Ashley. She is absolutely stunning, absolutely gorgeous. Honestly, she's just so beautiful. Now let's just talk a wee bit about this and then I'll show you. I've not got it on my head, but we will go through it. So this is Ashley, and this is the brown with blonde highlights. Now I don't know the exact shades that are in this, but to me I would say it looks like it's a kind of number 12 base, I guess, possibly, and possibly 24, 26 type shade highlights. I'm not sure, but it is absolutely gorgeous. It gives this overall dark blonde highlighted appearance. It's stunning. Now when I was sent this from Mora, thank you Mora, you are so lovely. I was sent this for the purposes of doing a review. It's not paid, it's not a sponsored video, but I have been sent this complimentary to have a look at it, to try it, and I'm actually going to be stocking these soon at Mimo Wigs. So I wanted to do a wee YouTube review and show you guys this gorgeous wig. This is another from their Invisible wig collection, and this cap is lace front. Now it's not just a small standard lace front that you may have seen in the past. I am going to show you this from the inside first. I've already washed this wig. Mora had styled it so beautifully. It was all kind of curled and it was just gorgeous. But with human hair wigs, I have said before, I will always wash them just to ensure that if there is any silicone or anything coating that hair, that it is removed, so that you're getting to see the actual hair quality. Yeah, and this is a good one. So the lace front on this, by lace front, it's actually full lace front from ear to ear, and it's not just the front, but it's actually lace top. It is a full lace top wig rather than just lace front. I think a lot of the time we think lace front, we think just this very front section, whether it's temple to temple or ear to ear, but it's just the front. This is actually a full lace top, but Mora do call it their lace front collection. Now it is closed cap, wefted sides and back, as you can see. There are 4 combs in this wig, so if you do have hair, there are combs for security. So there are combs here, one at each side, one just at the crown area and one at the bottom at the nape. I am going to remove these from the wig. I removed them from my other wig, and that's because I don't have any hair, so I personally don't need the combs, but they are good for those of you who do have hair. What you will see is there is this lovely wee black strap here, and you might think, what on earth is that? So this just helps to tighten up with the wig, and it kind of tightens across the back area. It just, you can remove it as well. I've got the sides hanging off to show you guys. It clips on and off, it's like bra straps, and you can also tighten up the middle depending on how you want it. Now my head is kind of a petite to average size, so for me I do always like wigs that I can kind of tighten up a wee bit. I'm actually going to tighten this just slightly more. What you may have noticed with this cap, if I show you the lace front again, you might think that looks like it's all over the place, the shape of the lace front. That is because I've trimmed it. Now this colour of lace is Caucasian Plex. You can choose from different shades of the lace. You can choose transparent, which is pretty much colourless altogether. I'm very pale, I'm very pasty actually, and the Caucasian Plex is fine for me. You can also have this in a dark brown, a light brown, a medium brown as well if you have a beautiful deeper coloured skin tone or a tan type tone. But for me the Caucasian Plex is good. For me, I would always opt for Caucasian Plex or transparent, just because Sometimes my skin's so white I look transparent. But yeah, so this is the cap. At the nape we have these kind of hook and clip fasteners here. Now as I've said, I have cut this lace. Now this is a very special lace. It looks, you don't see this lace when it's on, and it does look all kind of patterned. That's because of the distribution of those baby hairs around the front, and they are really quite special, really something quite phenomenal. It's really, really lovely. Now if you do have a lace wig, a full lace wig, if you're going to be cutting that lace and trimming that lace, it's very important that you use the correct tools. These are, it doesn't matter what make you're using, but make sure that they are specifically for cutting lace on a wig. And the reason for that is because the likes of Swiss lace, welded lace, French lace, different types of lace, they are actually very fragile. They can separate, they can fray, so you should never just be using like nail scissors or straight scissors or anything like that. These are heavily weighted scissors, and that just prevents, especially with welded lace, lifting, and also when they've got that kind of pinking edge sheer on them, it prevents a lot of damage to the lace. Lace is very fragile. It's not going to just rip the minute you put it in your head. I was always too scared with a kind of full lace cap in the past, or like something with this amount of lace, because I thought, oh my goodness, I'm going to tear it in half. If you yank at it and pull at it, you will, but you know, you don't have to be crazy overly cautious. Just follow your general rules with wigs. I'm going to pop this on now and let you guys have a look. Okay, so if you have total hair loss like me, you may or you may not wear a cap under your wig. For me, I tend to wear this type of cap basically I would wear. Now this kind of cap is for somebody like me who's total hair loss. This is a bamboo wig liner. They're very good if you're total hair loss. They keep your head cool. If you've got a very sensitive scalp from chemo, or if you've got eczema like me, or you just have general issues with wigs that they get hot or they get itchy or anything, then a bamboo wig liner is amazing. If you have hair and you're wearing wig for fashion reasons, or even if you have an extent of hair loss or hair thinning, what is good to do if you opt for this type of cap or a full lace cap, especially if you've got dark hair, a lot of people will worry about, oh, my hair's going to show through underneath, and yes, you're correct, it could. There are caps available for those of you who do have hair, and they are made of nylon. They look like kind of stockings that look tights that you would wear, pantyhose, skin coloured. So what you would do is you would have your hair all underneath this kind of skin coloured thing, and you would just put the cap on. So you would put the cap on over your hair, it is skin coloured, and what will then shine through the lace is skin colour. I hope this makes sense for you. Okay, now there are various ways of using glues and adhesives and all these sort of things with a full lace wig. Generally, most of the time, if it is full lace, you will have to use some form of adhesive. It is recommended with this, especially for the side areas here, that you would use an adhesive of some description. Now, there are so many people who use different products. Some people will use things like the Got To Be glue gel. It's basically like a really thick styling hair gel. They will use that and it will allow it to conform to your head, and it's really good. Some people will use specific wig tapes. One thing I want to say to you, if you're going to use any wig tape before you wear your lace, your full lace wig or your wig with partial lace, always ensure you're using the correct adhesive. That is because generally, very popular brand of adhesive tape is Walker's wig tape, but most companies will have their own wig tapes. Most companies in the industry tend to stick to the same colour coding. In general, I'm not saying a blanket rule, but in general, the pale blue strips tend to be for your lace front. If you see the red tape, you do not want to be using that on a lace wig or a lace front. It is very strong. It's more for other areas or against polyurethane. The reason for that is you don't want to be tearing that lace. It's very, very fragile. So ensure if you're going to use adhesive, you know you're using the right type. For me, I don't tend to often use adhesive, but if I do use adhesive, what I use is this. It's called It Stays by Medi. This is a medical grade adhesive for any medical devices, stockings and the likes. This It Stays I find fantastic. What I love about this, it's a roll-on body adhesive. It's roll on, so like a wee deodorant. Don't confuse it or you'll stick your arms together. It's a roll on and it's water soluble. So for me, I don't want to be using a lot of the lace removers because of the way my skin is so sensitive, and a lot of them have got alcohols and different kind of things to break up the glue. I use this because water will dissolve it, and it's just because I'm lazy and it's easier for me, so I tend to use this. Anyway, enough talking from me, let's get on and get this wig on. So I'm going to pop it on just now. If you have hair, you'll have your hair up at this point and you'll have it under a stocking cap. If you don't have hair, like me, totally up to yourself whether you want to wear a wig cap or not. These wigs I find very comfortable. My Lexi wig, I can actually get through a day and not have to wear a wig cap, and I really, really love that. That's just amazing. For me today, I am going to wear it. The reason that I will be wearing one, this is a kind of fleshy coloured one, and the reason I'm wearing it is because although I don't have hair that would shine through underneath, what I do have is scalp tattoos, and they will show through the lace as well. So if I pop on my skin coloured wig cap, then it's the same as though you've got hair. So there we go. Now I like to think I look like a thumb. I'm like a thumb. Anyway, I'm going to pop this on. So I've tightened up this to the level I know I like, and what I'm going to do is pop my wig on. I've got the hook and clip fasteners at the back here tightened, and what I forgot to say is there's some lace at the nape as well, so that when you tie your hair up, it looks like that's coming out the nape of your neck. It's really, really phenomenal. Okay, so to put my wig on, what I do, and what I would recommend most of you do, is position it lower down on your head. Position it here. You never want to be touching and pulling on the lace, so don't pull it back and then you have to pull forward. Sit it far too low, and I'll show you why. Okay. So you will see this is far too far forward on my head. I'm going to use the ears here and use that to adjust the position of my wig. Sorry, I just had to check the mirror there. Okay, I'm going to stand back because this is rather long. She's gorgeous. This is, you can choose densities with this wig. I believe this one is 180 possibly. I might be lying about that. I will find out for you guys though. This is just so gorgeous. So this is 20 inches. This is her all straightened. I did blow dry this straight. I literally just blow dried it. This is not even using flat irons to straighten it. And this has had 3 shampoos and my conditioner that I would usually use. No deep conditioning, no special treatments. I don't want it to look better than it is or worse than it is. I want it to be very realistic. So you know what you're getting if you choose to buy one of these. She's gorgeous. I'll probably add the curls back in again. I might even do that before we go. Now I will probably also glue down the lace front in this today because I'm keeping her on. Now this is just so comfortable, it's actually frightening. I think that Mora has sent me the smaller size in this than Lexi, the petite, which is phenomenal. Now guys, this is where it just gets too exciting for words and I get a wee bit crazy because I'm going to show you the lace front on this and she's just phenomenal. So let me zoom in. Okay, so look at this. That looks like those hairs are just coming out my own head here. It's just, so this is the lace here. This is why I'll probably use adhesive today, but look at how natural that is. I mean, it's incredible. We'll go down this side. So I did cut the lace, as I've told you guys already, with my special lace front shears. But look at that hairline. I mean, I just haven't seen a hairline like this in a wig before. And what I love about this as well is the quality of the hair. It's grade A Remy. Now this is Brazilian Remy human hair, and I want to talk a wee bit about that. Look at the parting as well. It's very natural, and around the top the hair distribution is not totally all straight perfect lines, which I actually like as well, but it's all slightly different because it's to mimic natural hair. Look how flat this sits in my head as well. It's just, it's so incredibly natural. She's just beautiful. Now what I'll maybe do is add some curls into this. I'm going to turn around and let you guys have a wee look from all angles and see Ashley. and I will shake my head and let you see how she moves. She's absolutely gorgeous. This hair quality is really phenomenal as well. I really love the shades here. It is very much as though you've got a dark mousy, a very dark blonde or light mousy brown colour hair, and you've gone for these highlights. You have the colour at the top, which is running through as well. It's just such a natural appearance, and I honestly don't think anybody would know that this is a wig. Now, if you are going to be using adhesive, I've just pulled that with the ears, I've sat it further back. I'll show you how I used it. It stays. It looks funny with it sitting like this. So I am going to make sure my wig cap is back far enough. So my It Stays water soluble glue is pretty cool. I am just rubbing that all over my wee wee baldy head, and the lace will adhere to this. I did try out a tiny bit of this the other day by leaving a bit of the extra lace down, and I was worried because I thought, oh, I don't want to obviously rip my wig and ruin that great lace front, so it was a bit of the excess lace. I tried this on first of all, and it removed really easily with the water, just because this is a finer lace than what I'm generally used to. Okay, that's well and truly dried, and it's really secure. What I'm going to do, you'll see that what I have done is I have managed to get a bit of the glue on the hair. That's what's so good about the fact that I have actually used a water soluble glue. I'm just going to go wet this, get it out, and then I'll be right back with you guys, okay? Okay guys, so this is her, and I have now glued it. It's like super duper secure here, and you have this just wonderful hairline. I mean, that's just crazy. It's crazy beautiful, and just so, I mean, that hairline there is just, oh, she's gorgeous. This is such a gorgeous, beautiful wig. I do love her. She does dry to the kind of straight, obviously, as you guys can see. Really beautiful. Now, what a lot of people will do once they've got their wig positioned, rather than doing what I'm doing, to cut off, put on the glue and just put the wig back on, the benefit of the It Stays glue, as you guys saw, is it's water soluble. So when I made a mess and got it all stuck in the hair there, it wasn't really an issue, because I literally just put water on it, and then I got my brush and brushed it, and it came straight out. And then I just blow dried the hair, and it's back to fine. You don't feel any of that glue there at all. I might give this a wee curl and let you guys see how she looks when I've styled her up a wee bit, but she is just so gorgeous. I mean, she's beautiful, long, very natural, and the way that this just sits on my head, it looks so like hair. Nobody is going to know you're wearing a wig, whether you wear a wig for hair loss reasons or whether you're just wearing a wig for fashion, because you know it's very common that people do wear wigs just for fashion and to change their hair up. This is beautiful. It is gorgeous hair. I am in love. It's grady, Remy, and it's Brazilian hair. Now, after I did the Lexi video, I had a few people in fact I had one person got in touch with me and said to me, there's no such thing as Brazilian hair, that's a lie, blah blah blah, you don't know what you're talking about. And here's the thing with Brazilian hair. Brazilian hair, there is not a lot of it is exported from Brazil. In the market generally, there's a lot of Indian hair, there's a lot of Chinese hair, there is a lot of European, is fairly well resourced. You can get Brazilian hair, but there is not a huge quantity of it. It does go to specific factories in specific places, and if you do look into that and research that, you can obviously see that it's correct that there are people who will state that the hair is not what it is, and when you get it, like I have wigs, human hair wigs of so many different types, and like Chinese hair is very thick, Indian hair is finer, Indian hair has a bit of a natural wave to it, European hair is finer than Indian, and this Brazilian, I would say to me, it's not quite as thick as Indian, but it's a bit thicker than European. when I'm looking at the strands. If you have a wee look under a microscope, you can actually see the difference in them. But yeah, this is gorgeous. It's amazing hair quality. With this hair, one thing I noticed just with the placement, because it's the same length of hair placed all over, it's not that it's split ends and it's not that it's shorter hair. You do get a bit of a layered effect to an extent, because obviously if there is 20 inches from here and 20 inches from here, that's about a 4-inch difference. So you're going to have that kind of discrepancy at the bottom. If you want your hair sitting totally flat, it's fine. Obviously you can get it cut, get it styled, do whatever. In a box it's a wig, in your head it is your hair. And whether it's growing out your follicles or whether it's just coming from a box and put on like what I've done, it is just, doesn't matter, still your hair. So I hope you've liked this review, guys. I really hope you have. Mora, thank you again for sending me this beautiful hair. She is so gorgeous. I do love her. I keep feeling it because it's so silky and so soft. I am loving the hairline. It is so incredibly natural. So I've just added a few wee kind of waves. I actually just kind of blow dried it and gave it a wee bit of a turn under at the ends to add a wee bit more volume, but I've not done anything massively fancy with it. Hope that was good for you guys. I will be back soon with more wig reviews, more of the usual chat, everything. So I do have more wigs to show you, some wig colours. There are so many new launches from brands just come up. There are more launches coming very, very soon, so stay tuned. I will have more Mora mode hair to show you guys because it's just beautiful. I'm hoping that I'll be able to show you one of the silk top caps and possibly one of the full lace caps as well, which could be exciting because I've never worn a full lace before, so it would be quite good to try one, to wear it for a day even, and then on my video I can kind of do what I'm doing, go out and about wearing it, come back at the end of the day and let you know how it kind of holds up and how it feels on somebody who's never worn a full lace wig before. But until then, guys, look after yourself. Remember, you're unique, you're beautiful, you're a gift to the world, you're the only you, so just be the best you can, and yeah, don't forget, you're beautiful. So until next time, take care, keep sparkling. I will see you all soon. Mwah!